Alright, this here is a 1975 Fender Stratocaster. Another CBS Era. Guitar here has graced my bench. It's got all the nicks and dings in all the right spots. I think it started life off white, but has gone to this almost TV yellow. It's a lot of gunk up in here. I'm going to try to clean off. I got some ideas on that. And yeah, we'll go through the fretboard, clean that up. It's pretty gunky. I want to clean up a lot of these rusted screws and stuff. But the reason that it's in here today, I'll give you a shot of that bridge plate. It's got the 3, kind of cool. The reason it's in here is it's blocked. This mod was done in the 80s, and the owner has a lot of fixed bridge guitars and wanted something with a floating trem to experiment with. So he's got most of the parts. He doesn't have the claw here, which I think I have, and as you can see, the ground is unattached here. So he's got most of the parts and I got the rest, and that should be an easy fix. So let me set you up and we'll get into the finer details of this thing. Alright, let's start with a sound check. Pretty buzzy from the ground not being connected. Totally out of tune, of course, but as your neck, it's a 3-way switch, by the way. There's your middle, and there's your bridge. So they all work. I think once we get that ground connected in there, it'll sound a lot better. So yeah, let's start stripping it. Bridge is pretty filthy and rusty. I'm going to start by taking it off. We'll get that block out of there. And we can do a little deep cleaning on this. Make sure the saddle screws are all moving free. Make sure the back screws are all moving free. Make sure that the springs are rust free. There's our block of wood, which is like a piece of quarter round. Lots of mold and mildew. Hey, check it out, a pick. There was a pick jammed in there. Yeah, that's gonna need some cleanup. See if we can get it. See what the pots say, if they're original. Let's see if we got a date on them. Let's see. These were made in the 25th week of 1975. That one was. This one was the 17th month of 75. It's a week of 75. And that one's just too covered over with solder to tell. But that one tells the tale. Switch is looking pretty grody and corroded. Wow, lots of oxidation on there. These little body tools are great for pulling up knobs that are being stubborn. And so I got all those off. I'll be able to do a more deeper clean here on this pick guard. It's got an L on the bottom, like Laverne. And yeah, the pickup covers are filthy. I can clean those separately and get in here and start getting some of this oxidation off. And I also want to clean up a lot of the rusty hardware. It's weird because not much rust here on the input jack. But I want to show you some of the stuff the owner had brought me. I got the rest of the hardware there for the back, 2 more springs, and also the back plate, and the black back plate screws are there too. Clean all that stuff up together. He also had, in like mint condition, the little ashtray cover for the trim, but he doesn't want that on there, so we'll put that back in the case. So I'm going to do some cleaning here on this kind of stuff, and then we'll move on to cleaning the body. So I took the pick guard off and the bridge off. All of the screws that were rusty, all the hardware that was rusty, I cleaned off in vinegar. I'm really thinking about getting a tumbler. If anybody has experience with a tumbler and small screws like this, let me know in the comments. The pick guard and the plastics I washed in a sink with some warm water and some Dawn. You don't want to get too hot because these will ripple on you. The knobs I cleaned with some Sprayway and an old toothbrush. That worked really good. The bridge itself and the saddles, it's chrome plated. It's got minimal pitting on it too, which is for something its age and the way this body looks. So that was a little bit of chrome polish, and that looks great too. So I want to clean the rest of this, and I think it would be better to do it in 2 parts. Going through the neck and then trying to clean up this body. So I'm just going to put some tape here across the pickups so I don't lose it when I flip it up. That should do. Alright. There we go. Crud in there. This is part of the Tilt-O-Matic system. And that's pretty oxidized there. So yeah, you can see with the markings here. R-Res. Can't tell what that is. Here, G. I wanted to bring you in here and show you what I'm dealing with the frets. First fret's not that bad. I mean, you got your little tiny grooves there for each of the ones. It almost looks like a beginning of another nut. Your next one here, starting to see this little groove on the G. The next one starting to flatten out, and you're seeing that groove on the G. This one's flattening out, and you can see that groove getting worse on the G. There's other grooves too, but the G's the worst. The B's pretty bad too. You get here to the 5th, and it's really noticeable on the feel. And then you come down here to the 6th, really noticeable. 7th is one of the worst. It's just a dip on your finger right there. The 8th is probably, on the feel, is the worst. Feels like a little ripple here. The 9th, it's getting a little better. The 10th, still there. The 11th starts fading out. And then the 12th, all the way down. All look really good, like they haven't even been used. Like no string wear at all. But from here up, on that lower string there, it's pretty bad. As a matter of fact, I took a picture here. If you hold it up, you can see where that trident is. It looks like a little trident. That's the G, the B, and the A where they're dipping. And yeah, big fat headstock, looks awesome. Neck is straight as an arrow, so that's a good thing. No warps or anything like that. I'm gonna have to tread lightly with the tape because, as you can see, you know, it's starting to lose some of its finish there. I'm not going to repair that. Just want all that patina to still be there, but without the crud. See this crud up here? Get rid of all that. This will just be a waxing. And, yeah, you can see like the crud here. Get rid of all that. And tuners are in great shape. No oxidation on those or anything, so just kind of hand polish those. And, yeah, so this should be easy. The body's going to be a little bit tougher. I'll do that next. So I've gone through the neck, polished all the frets. They're all relatively level. Went very gentle on that flattened area right there. Cleaned up all the gunk off the fretboard down here by the neck pocket. And yeah, just left all the dings and nicks and all that kind of stuff. So gonna move on to the body. Put the neck aside. Now this thing is filthy. A lot of crud and gunk on it. I was reading on some how to clean this era of guitar, and one of the ways they say is with spit. I don't want to spit all over dude's guitar, so I'm going to try maybe just a little bit of water. So I got a spray bottle with some water. I just want to do a little area right here underneath the pick guard and see how it reacts. Just a little test. Not a full spray. Oh, yeah, you're going to see that. Go right up in here. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's real nice. That gunk is gone, and it's nice and smooth like a finish should. So I'm gonna continue to do that. I'm gonna work my way around here in small areas. This is the worst of it. Actually, dip back here by the back of the body's the worst of it. This is pretty bad up through here. So let's start working on that. That's working really well up here. Everywhere you touch it, it just feels nice and smooth now. Just like that finish should feel when you touch it. Dries out pretty quick too. I want to work down here on this, and I'm hoping that that gunk comes right off of there. Work it in real lightly, not spray it directly. Yeah, that's working. I just got to work at it a little bit. yeah, so I'm going to continue on with that and bring you back if there's any major updates. Well, I gotta say, that feels way smoother, cleaner. Kind of looks like the pickguard's still there, huh? But my goal wasn't to get the yellowing off of it, was just to get the bacteria off of it, if you know what I mean. So, ooh, that feels so nice. Yeah, I'm gonna put the electronics back together, and we'll run our ground down here, and then I can start working on the bridge. Before I button up the pickguard, I just wanted to test the electronics, and they sound great. I'm not hearing any buzzing. It's not even grounded yet, so cool. I'm going to start right about there. These screws here on the front end of this bridge, they go in until it starts lifting it, and they come back. It's lifting it, and they come back. Good starting spot. Now we have our claw we're going to put in there, and that goes in with 2 screws. But before I do that, I think I'm going to try to solder it on so that the screws don't steal the heat. Alright, it's in there pretty good. Adjust from there with these 2 screws. I'll leave that back cover off for now. So the bridge is on. Looks good, ready to be adjusted. I wanted to, before I move too much forward, I wanted to make sure that the Allen wrench and the tilt-o-matic is moving freely. Not sure what size it is. If it is an Allen wrench. There we go. So it's a 3/32, and it is moving freely. So that's good. We can put the neck on. We'll leave that one out. All right. This has 3 screws. It's got a big machine screw and 2 wood screws. The 2 wood screws go up top, the machine screw goes down lower. You just want to make sure that they're catching, not feels cross-threaded or anything. And I'm not going to tighten it down, I'm just going to get it a little bit tight, because we'll be doing some adjusting later on that. It's going in good too. So again, just hand tight here. Alright, now I can put some strings on it and start dialing in the bridge and the neck. Alright, the owner of this wanted 9s. Put some boomers on there. Alright, I've got new strings on it. I've gone through the saddle screws, got them at a good starting height, and by that I mean you're not going to be cutting your palm on them. I did have to replace one of them. It was in here somewhere. I think it started life out up here on the low E. It was just too crusty and rusty to get an Allen in. So next thing we need to do is set this neck. My first issue is it's a little off center where it is. The high E's are going off the side, and the action is super high. See if you can see this here. We're at nearly 2.5, 3 millimeter. Somewhere between 2.5 and 3 millimeter there. That's too high. So we're going to bring that down. Normally I would do this right at the bridge if I had the newer bridges have the posts that this slides into, but we're lucky and fortunate that this guitar has a tilt-o-matic neck. So what we want to do is I'm going to loosen these screws a turn and a half or so, and we're going to put an Allen wrench down in here, and we're going to turn that screw until it brings it to a good height here. And I can, just looking at the neck, I can see that it is tilted forward, so it's probably going to need a little tweak up there, and it's really not that much. Couple turns on that Allen wrench should put it where it is. And then when that gets set where it is, we tighten our screws up back here, and we should be good to go. Alright, it's just as easy as that. If you have this type of bridge and you have height issues, you might want to check your tune-o-matic. That is making them buzz now, so with the way that I started here, I have some room to grow to come up until they're not buzzing anymore. Alright, so I got it all tuned up. I got these springs super tight, and it's holding the bridge down to the body. I want to release the tension on these 2 screws until that just starts lifting off the body. Alright, so it's about 10 days later. I've been tweaking on this thing like a neckbeard on payday. No offense to paydays. And I was still getting a lot of buzz here. If you watch my finger from here down to here, it's kind of all mush. Beyond that, it's okay. But I did some relief on the neck, took some relief away, did some height adjustments, and it just got to the point where it was so high it was hardly playable. So I kind of determined that I was having a lot of buzz coming from the saddles. The saddles themselves, with the strings rode up over them, were really scored from years and years of use. And I think that they were just vibrating in these little grooves, and there was multiple grooves. It wasn't just one string, it'd be like 2 or 3 scores on each saddle in different spots. So I think they were riding in different spots over the years and stuff too. So just some brand new fresh saddles. These are the kind with the teardrop kind of section at the top, and they'll do. I put the old saddles back in his case in case he wants to change them back out. But the time I would have spent grinding and sanding those down smooth wasn't worth it in my opinion. And I really want to get this back to the guy. And he also likes very low action, so I knew that I really had to address that. I did add another spring. I have a 4th spring, and it's just playing great now. I have an invite over to see the Amazing Jay in his Soundtown studios. He's going to demo it out for me, and we'll see how it sounds. I'm over here at the Amazing Jay's Soundtown Studios. He's going to demo out this Fender Strat for me.
Makes me want to play bluesy. It's got
man.
amazing tone.
Yeah, you touched it everywhere.
Holy
It sounds good,
Christ.
like all over the place.
Excellent. And it seems like it's staying in tune, too.
Oh, yeah.
That was my best Stevie Ray Vaughan impersonation, I guess. But the guitar makes you play like that.
Yeah?
It's got that sound, that.
Oh, doesn't it?
Fucking just gorgeous.
Nice.
Matches the color and the look of it, you know?
Oh, yeah. So that's how it's done. I knew he'd give me a better demo on this thing than I could do for you. And this guitar deserves it. And you guys deserve to see a good guitar played well by an experienced player. So, and he was right. This thing sounded fantastic through that Fender amp that he had. Really brought 100% to what this thing can do. Had great tone, playability, even fighting through all these mashed frets here. So I'm going to get this back to the owner, and hear that he's got some more vintage stuff coming my way. Some talk of an old Gibson. Always love an old Gibson. So I want to thank you once again for joining me. Give me a thumbs up for filming it for you, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now. Nice.
Tasty, right?
Yeah, what do you think of that?
That's beautiful tone.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Beautiful tone.